Welcome to another Mastermind Bites. Hi, my name is Fong. I'm an entrepreneur, business strategist, real estate investor, speaker, and also a best-selling author. And every single day, I have the opportunity to help others unlock the potentials and guide them to succeed. Over the last few years, I've had the opportunity and the privilege to meet some of the most amazing people on earth, some of the most masters of their skill sets, and got to learn from them, be in their presence, hear their stories, and understand how they overcame challenges and adversity and their trials and tribulations. And just wanted to use this show here to share some of those stories with you and showcase some more things that I've learned from these people that I've met. And today, I'm very, very happy to be able to share some of the stories that I've learned from Mr. Michael Irvin. He is one of the best wide receivers ever to play football. He is in the Football Hall of Fame. He has 3 Super Bowl championships. He is the playmaker, and he is absolutely exciting to watch when he plays football. Now, I personally am more of a hockey fan, but when I see this guy's play, when I see his highlights, man, it's absolutely phenomenal. In fact, one of the most amazing feats that he's ever done was during a football Super Bowl game, he was able to have 7 catches and also 2 touchdowns. And those 2 touchdowns were only a span of 18 seconds apart. That is absolutely phenomenal. He is a game changer. He is a clutch performer, and it's absolutely amazing what he's been able to do with his career and everything that he's able to do to succeed in. The thing is, what really stood out to me was being able to actually meet him a few times and watch him speak live after his career was over. It was absolutely amazing, the type of passion, the type of energy that he has when he's speaking. And you could tell he is a person who's absolutely energetic, absolutely positive, absolutely excited to be doing what he's doing and to be doing all the stuff that he's ever done. And it's absolutely incredible to hear him speak, because you could really feel that energy when you hear him speak, and you could really feel that passion he has with the stuff that he's working on and with his career and all that great stuff. Now, he is a person who's always stood up for himself, stood up for what was right. And a great story that he shared with us was that during his freshman year, he was in the weight room doing his weights. And this is the time period where the freshmen are able to choose the music. And one of the older, more senior players came over and complained about the music, turned it off. And he goes, "Hey, what's going on? This is the time for us to hear our music. If you don't like it, then go away or go take a nap." So they got into an altercation. This is just for the music in the room. And even though he was a freshman, he stood up for what he believed was right. He stood up for himself and went against that person and go, "You know what? I want what was right. This is our time." And he stood up for himself. He didn't just cave under the pressure, didn't just cave under the senior player, and he fought for what was right. And that's absolutely incredible. And I'm pretty sure that's because he grew up with 17 siblings. And being a person who grew up with 17 siblings, obviously you have to fight for your position. You have to fight for attention. You have to fight amongst your siblings to get attention, to get what's coming and all that great stuff. So the thing is, because of all those life lessons that he's gone through with such a big family gatherings and stuff like that, he was able to translate that into his football career, stood up for what it was. So he fought for every single inch. He fought for every championship. He fought for every yard that he gained, and he carved a very, very successful career. Now, there are 4 main things that really popped out to me about Michael Irvin that I thought was absolutely amazing, and the stuff that you can actually apply to your own personal business and your own life lessons as well. One thing that he really, really stressed was your hunger. You have to be hungry. If you're not hungry for something, then you absolutely wasted the gifts that God has given you, the gifts that you were born with, because you have skill sets, you have gifts that you were born with that you can actually use. But if you're not hungry to use them, if you're not hungry to succeed in what you want to do, then you completely wasted all that opportunity. You wasted all those skill sets. And this actually came about when he was asked about the question, how do you manage so many different egos? How do you manage so many strong alpha male egos in a football club, especially with the Dallas Cowboys when they were at the peak of their game, where they were winning championships and have so many successful and so many elite players on that team? And the thing is, it's not about managing ego. It's managing your hunger. You can't have that hunger deplete. And as long as you're hungry, as long as everybody's hungry, the ego will fall into place. The ego will actually fall into that hunger, and therefore you're all going to fight for the same thing. You're all hungry for that same goal, so that they all bind together. One story he shared with the interviewer there was about his son. He went up to his son one day and goes, "So, what do you want to do with your life?" And his son goes, I really want to become a pro football player." And his reply to that was, "Well, pack up your bags, you're leaving." And he goes, "Why?" "Well, the thing is, if you want to become a pro football player, there's no way you could get that by living here. You've been living in a life of luxury. You're living in a life where everything's given to you, where everything is already set for you. You have private schooling and all that kind of stuff. People out there who are fighting, who are hungry to become football players, who are hungry to become elite pro football players, are playing for everything that you have already right now. So if you truly want to become successful in football, you need to pack up and leave and go and find a place on your own. You have to find your way around the world so that you will fight for every inch that you want to succeed in." And the thing is, if you don't do that, you're not going to be as hungry. And you have to be hungry, because if you're not hungry, then you're wasting all those skill sets. It has nothing to do with how fast you run, because at that elite level, everybody could run fast. At that elite level, everybody could catch. It's that hunger that differentiates you from everybody else. So you need to be hungry for success when you're in your entrepreneurship, when you're in your business. The other thing was, I thought was a very funny story, was he's a very opportunistic person. Now, as a person who's able to score touchdowns and make death-defying catches, of course he's opportunistic. So outside from the football career, he is also very opportunistic, because he understands that stuff doesn't always come all the time. And if there's a once in a lifetime moment, you need to capture it. You need to find a way to make it happen. And this actually was a story where it was during the Super Bowl game, championship game. And during halftime, it was a halftime show where Michael Jackson is going to be performing. And Michael Jackson, the king of pop, was the biggest thing ever during that time period. And he did not want to miss watching Michael Jackson, but he still had to go and play the game. So during halftime, he actually told his coach he had to go to the washroom. He went out to the washroom and then took another turn and stood out there and watched the halftime, just so that he could experience the whole show of Michael Jackson performing. He came back after the show was done, and he got back to the room, and they asked, "So what happened?" He was like, "Oh, my bathroom break actually took a bit longer. It wasn't a number one, it was actually a number two, and that's why it took him so long." But in reality, he was opportunistic. He wanted to be able to watch the king of pop perform, and he found a way to do it. So how do you become opportunistic? How do you find the ways of capturing those moments, being able to be in the right spot at the right time, creating those opportunities for you to succeed? Be opportunistic. The other thing that he shared that really came out to me, the third thing, is hope. You need to give hope to other people. If you have the power, if you have the ability to give hope to other people, then always, always give hope to other people. Because when people lose hope, when people don't see what is out there that's in the future, that's better than what they have had before, that's behind them, then that really diminishes anything that they want to fight for. They lose that whole ability to fight for the future. They lose that ability to want to live on. And that's why there's so many suicides, because they lose hope. So if you have the opportunity, if you have the skills, if you have the connections to give hope, to induce hope to other people, then by all means, spread hope to other people, because that is one of the greatest gifts that you can give, is to give hope to other people. And he shared this message with a class of rookie football players, because he believes that when you are the rookie class, you go out there and you perform, and you have that determination, you have that willpower to succeed. There's a whole generation of other players watching you play, watching you succeed, watching you have that determination and that willpower, and you're giving them hope. to become you. You're giving them hope but to achieve more. So when they have that hope, they go out there and fight. They go out there and achieve more because they want to be you. So don't go out there and be lazy. Don't go out there and put a bad negative kind of vibe because people are watching. So if you are out there, give it all you've got, give that determination, show that willpower, because indirectly you're giving hope to others to succeed, to be just like you. So be that person to give hope. And the other thing that I thought was absolutely as phenomenal that he shared was he doesn't want to hear who you are, what you are. He wants to hear where you came from, what you had before, and then he wants to hear who you are and what you are right now. He only measures people from the distance that they've traveled. It doesn't matter what you're doing right now. It matters to him where you came from. What did you start with? How did you become who you are now? Then he will be able to see you for who you are today, because it's that distance traveled. Looking back, he goes, he grew up with a big family, 17 siblings, and they had to scrounge for everything that they ever wanted. They were working together. They worked hard. They had to work together to achieve certain things. So when he was able to actually get his very first paycheck playing football, he sent a credit card to his mom. And one thing that you really sense about Michael Irvin is he's a big family person. He always cared for his family and the people that was there as he was growing up, and really cared for his mom as well. So he sent a credit card to his mom. And what was funny was his mom gave him a call and goes, I feel very bad because I went to the grocery store and I didn't pay any money. I just left. And he goes, oh, wait, what's going on? Well, what happened? Well, I grabbed all this food. I showed this card to them. They said it was okay. And then I just left. I didn't pay it. I don't want to cause any problems. And the thing is, that was the very first time that they were actually experienced what a credit card was. The very first time they were experienced what wealth was actually like. And he actually, that's the distance that he's traveled from having nothing to being the big SuperBowl superstar that he is now. And he never looked back and forgot any of that stuff. He knew where he came from. And that's why he only looks at people for that distance that they traveled. Then tell him who you are and what you are now. To this day, like, after all the success, he's still taking care of his family members. He's still taking care of the siblings that he grew up with, because he still knows where he came from, and he knows that distance he's traveled to have all the stuff that he has today. So those are the four biggest things that I found listening to Michael Irvin speak. That power, that tenacity, that energy that he has when he speaks, that passion. But really, those four things: having that hunger. If you don't have hunger, you wasted your skill set. Being opportunistic, finding out how you can be positioned to succeed, having hope, giving hope, spreading hope to other people. Because if you could spread hope to other people, then other people would actually fight and work hard to succeed, to become who you are, and look up to you as a mentor, look up to you as a role model. And also, the very last thing is, always remember where you came from. Don't judge people for what they have now, but really look at them from where they traveled from, where they came from, how they built up to who they are today, and then make your assessment before jumping into judging who they are right now and what they do. So I absolutely thought that Michael Irvin was a great example of somebody that we can all learn from. Some of the skill sets that he has, some of the life lessons that he has, is absolutely stuff you could translate into our business, into your own personal life and your own life lessons. So that's why I had Michael Irvin, and it was a great thrill to actually meet him, shake his hand, have him autograph a football for me, and it's absolutely fun to hear him speak. So that is why I have him for this show, and I hope you enjoyed it. In fact, if you enjoyed this session, please look back at some of the other sessions. I had life lessons from Schwarzenegger and also Weird Al. So take a look at those videos. And if you had a chance, please look at some of my other videos, the Unlocking the Mind Behind Make More Work Less, and also my Peak Potential Success Show. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Much appreciated. So thank you very much. So until next time, today is the day to unlock your potential. We'll see you later.